Welcome to astrobix.com Vedic Astrology webcasts. The term matchmaking usually comes up in a discussion related to marriage. Matchmaking is a procedure in which the bride's Kundali is matched with the groom's Kundali. Primarily, matchmaking studies matching qualities, which is also called Milan, and Manglik Yoga. There are 36 qualities which are considered in matchmaking. At least 18 of you and your partner's qualities should match each other. Your marriage will be more fruitful if more qualities match with each other. In the same way, Manglik Yoga is studied. If one among both of them is Manglik, then matchmaking is not fruitful. In this webcast, we will talk about something different than we talked before. Usually after matching qualities and studying Manglik Yogas, couples still face some problems in their marriage. In this webcast, we will try to understand the cause of these problems. Today, we will try to discuss marriage matchmaking from a different perspective. Matchmaking on the basis of houses is also very important. Every house in your Kundali is important. Moreover, each of the 9 planets play a very important role in your Kundali and your life. When we talk about matchmaking, it is important to determine the houses in both the Kundalis are not 6th, 8th or 12th from each other. 6th house is associated with deaths and enemies. 8th house is associated with destruction. Similarly, the 12th house is associated with expenses. Hence, these 3 houses are considered to be inauspicious. For instance, you should check the house in which Sun is present in the groom's Kundali. Now check the house in which Sun is present in the bride's Kundali. Let us assume that Sun is in the 2nd house in the groom's Kundali and 9th house in the bride's Kundali. They will form the Sadashtak Yoga, which is considered to be inauspicious. Moreover, Sun in both Kundalis should not be in 6th, 8th or 12th house from each other. It's also considered inauspicious. In the same way, we will study all the 9 planets. Matchmaking will yield positive results if more planets are in auspicious houses from each other in the 2 Kundalis. Now, we will talk about matchmaking on the basis of astrological signs. This procedure is similar to what we talked about in the previous slide. In this procedure, we match your and your partner's Kundalis on the basis of the position of the astrological signs. We study the signs in which different planets reside. Basically, we have to see in which signs a particular planet is present in both Kundalis. For instance, if Jupiter is in Taurus sign in the groom's Kundali and in Libra sign in the bride's Kundali, we will study the relationship between these 2 signs. Both these signs are 6th or 8th from each other. In other words, Libra is 6th from Taurus. Similarly, Taurus is in the 8th house from Libra. Hence, both of these are quite different from each other. In the same way, we will study the other planets and their positions in different signs. If a planet resides in 2 signs which are 6th, 8th or 12th from each other, the relationship will not be auspicious. The matchmaking will yield better results if the relationships between the planets and the signs are auspicious. In this slide, we will talk about your partner's ascendant. Your Kundali's ascendant should not be the same as your partner. For instance, if your ascendant is Aries, your partner's ascendant should not be Aries. If your ascendants are same, you will have the same kind of weaknesses. If you are an aggressive person, your partner will also be aggressive. Hence, there will always be problems in your married life. For instance, if both of your ascendants are fire elements, both of you will be aggressive and rush into decisions. At times, such decisions will prove to be disastrous. If both your ascendants are air elements, both of you will lack a compromising nature. You and your partner will live in fantasies. You will not be realistic. You will think a lot over everything in life. You will also lack decision-making qualities. If both your ascendants are water elements, both of you will be very emotional. Every decision you make will be based on your feelings and emotions. Such decisions may prove to be wrong sometimes. If both your ascendants are earth elements, both of you will have a compromising nature. You will think a lot before taking any step. This may be your biggest flaw. Both of you will strive for stability in life. Hence, you will be unable to adjust to changes and new surroundings. let us tell you about some other important things related to marriage matchmaking. It is very important to study your and your partner's Kundali separately. All the individual yogas in your Kundali should also be studied before actual matchmaking. Analyzing your Kundali may tell you about your bad habits and traits. Thus, you will be able to bring some changes in your attitude and nature. The relationship between the Lord of Ascendant and the Lord of 7th house is extremely important. It should be thoroughly analyzed in your Kundali. For instance, if the Lord of Ascendant is in the 2nd house and the Lord of 7th house is in the 3rd house in your Kundali, in such a situation, they are in the 12th house from each other. This is an inauspicious relationship. Thus, you will not be comfortable with your partner. In the same way, it is considered to be extremely inauspicious if the Lord of Ascendant and the Lord of 7th house are creating Sadashtak Yoga in your Kundali. There should not be any malefic planet in the 12th house from Venus in your Kundali. Otherwise, your relationship may be stressed and challenging. It's also possible that you may not have a good physical relationship with your partner. Venus plays an important role in your Janma Kundali. This planet is related to material desires. Your relationships may not be flexible if the Lord of the sign in which Venus is present is in a retrograde state. For instance, if Venus is in Jupiter's sign and Jupiter is retrograde in your Janma Kundali, you may not be much interested in relationships. Thank you for watching this webcast. Visit astrobix.com for more free Vedic astrology content. You can also get your marriage compatibility report from astrobix.com.